Hi everybody, welcome back to 30 Days of Technology. My name is Mike Friedman, and today we're going to be talking about one of the most important parts of your connected home. That is your internet, and specifically how companies like Eero are making it easier to have a better connected home that is more efficient and more reliable. Your internet is the basis of everything you do in your connected home. Think about everything that you do on a daily basis. Do you work from home? You're using technology and internet to do that. Do you do any sort of education from home? What about entertaining? We live in a streaming world. We stream all sorts of video apps like Netflix and Disney. We have things like Apple Music playing throughout our house on all our smart speakers. So everything we do in our connected home starts with internet. And if we don't have solid internet and reliable internet, we're not going to have any of those other things. But more importantly, it also has to do with security, which we're going to go through in a little bit greater detail in a few moments. But that's why you want strong, reliable internet in your home. First of all, if your house was built before 2010, there's a very good chance, I'd say almost 100% certainty, that you don't have what you need for a proper modern internet infrastructure experience. If you're building a new home, that's a very different story. You still want to make sure you're building the infrastructure required to support an ecosystem like Eero. But especially for older homes, Eero is a great problem solver. And the thing is this, you're going to get equipment from your telco provider, and it's going to be okay equipment, but it'll be just okay. It's not going to be the most hyper secure, it's not going to be the most easily controlled, and you're not going to own the equipment, which means if they go to upgrade pieces of it later on, you might have to change your network around, which is mighty inconvenient. Eero uses something called Meshnet technology, and I have been playing with Meshnet technology for, well, over 15 years. I used to work with a company called Sonos, who are the undisputed leaders when it comes to Meshnet technology. In fact, they're the ones who made wireless audio and multi-room audio work properly. So I love it because you don't have to run cables throughout your house. You don't have to be relying on infrastructure that isn't there. You just need power. And if you're adding the right pieces in the right places, then you're going to be able to create great infrastructure throughout your house that's not going to have any dead spots and will be hyper secure, which is exactly what you want. Favorite ecosystem to control a home is still Alexa, and my favorite internet infrastructure to control a home is still Eero. So they work really, really seamlessly together. There's a few reasons why. First of all, Eero is owned by Amazon, so they play nicely together intrinsically, but they've also done some really neat stuff together as well. So as an example, 5th generation and above Echo Dots actually have Eero repeaters built right in. So it's very seamless making them work together. And Alexa will control all the internet, it'll control all the cameras, it'll control everything. And I really love that for how people can talk to your home. I do especially love being able to use Alexa to say things like, Alexa, pause internet to kids' devices. And that will do exactly what I said it would do. It will turn off the internet to my kids' devices. So if I want them to get some sleep or I need their attention because they're maybe not focusing on mom and dad, this will help do that as well. So it's very, very easy and anyone in the home can control it because of the magic of Alexa. Well, I have a very deep background in technology, and I've played with all sorts of different types of technology, and I've dabbled a little bit in networking, but I'm not a networking specialist. I'm not an IT expert. So I tend to leave these sorts of things to the experts because it's confusing, it's complicated, and oftentimes it's beyond my skill level. However, we've been Eero users for over 2 years, and when I brought the equipment home and started setting it up, I found two things. One, it was remarkably easy. You just download the app and follow the instructions. And two, you don't have to have any sort of background or understanding of IT or internet or information technology. You don't have to be a specialist in this area. It's going to guide you through the process in layman's terms so that anyone can do it. So it is truly a do-it-yourself product. We literally plugged in the devices when we were told to, followed the prompts in the app, and boom, I was networking. And I will say this, when we added all that infrastructure to the house, we noticed an immediate difference. My Zoom calls were super crystal clear. The kids could game without glitching. I could watch Netflix or Disney at the same time someone else was, and we could both watch our show. So it was an immediate difference, and it was ridiculously easy. So what you got to do is think about your home kind of like a complex road grid, and each of the networks in your home is like a road, right? Each road has a certain amount of traffic, certain times of day there's more traffic on the road and everything moves slower. So in this case, we're going to use some analogies, so stick with me. The first is the traditional means of Wi-Fi, 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz. So think of those as roads, 2.4 gigahertz boulevard and 5 gigahertz avenue. Now each of them runs outside your house and there's traffic going back and forth. What I want you to do is think about Wi-Fi 6 as a new 6-lane superhighway that runs parallel to those two other avenues, boulevards, roads, whatever you want to call them. Now, all the older devices you have on your homes that run on those older protocols will continue to run on those older protocols. But a lot of the newer devices coming into your home are Wi-Fi 6 enabled, and all of them will be on that superhighway. So number one, that's going to be more efficient for those new devices and a faster means of communication, but also those new devices are coming off of the roadways meant for older devices, which means all those older IP addressable devices will still run more efficiently because we've taken a great amount of traffic off the smaller roads and put it on the highway. It's literally the same thing with internet. Everyone gets to where they're going faster with less congestion. Everything runs more quickly. Newer devices will go faster on this newer network and everybody is happier. We don't have to change a lot of the existing infrastructure, which is a 2.4 and our 5 gigahertz products. We just have to be able to have faster and more efficient means of getting to where we need to go when we're traveling on Wi-Fi 6. Of all the conversations I have on a day-to-day basis with my clients, this is the most important one. There are data hacks, there are data breaches, there are people trying to steal your information, trying to steal your kids' photos, trying to take your banking login information, all of that stuff. And here's the thing, every time you put an IP addressable device in your home, a smart bulb, anything, it can become a backdoor access point for these hackers and these people who want to take your information. So the way you keep your information safe is you can't rely on all of the individual devices in your home. You have to have a firewall to keep everything safe. And that's what Eero does. It is hyper secure. It's encrypted with some of the most stringent security protocols for home networking out there. It's at a level of commercial grade product. And that's exactly what you want for your house. There's no such thing as overkill or overdoing it when it comes to keeping your family safe. But that being said, we recognize there's a fine balance between affordability and what you should do. And that's the other great thing about Eero is it's so inexpensive to get into that ecosystem that you can get all the benefits of that commercial grade, enterprise grade equipment without the exorbitant cost that goes with it. And it's perfect for your home network as well. I'll conclude by saying this. There are some things that you can put in your home that are good enough. Your internet and your security are not things that can be good enough. You have to go a level above because you lose track of what is coming and going into your house. You can lose track of everything. And it's not pleasant when it happens. And like I said, once that information's out there, it never goes back. No two houses are the same, which is why you don't have one solution that fits every style of home, just like you don't have one size of clothing that fits everyone. And the great thing about Eero is it's very customizable. So if you're doing a 500 square foot studio apartment, you can do that. But if you want to do a 40,000 square foot house, you can also do that. That's the great thing about it. Now, the Eero products generally give you between, I'd say 900 to 1,400 feet of coverage, depending on two things. Number one, individual devices, because some are stronger than others. And two, the home itself. If there's a lot of walls and infrastructure in the way, it might reduce the size of the coverage. But as a rule of thumb for most homes, most standard homes, we suggest 1 unit per floor to start. And then you just add pieces as needed to fill in the blank spot. So it's great. It changes with your house. And the other thing I really like about it is a lot of people start with one kind of house and evolve into another type of house. So we started with a townhouse and then we moved into a regular house. Now, there was no such thing as even Wi-Fi in those days. This was a while ago, but imagine you bought a condominium this year. You bought a bunch of Eero equipment, and because it's IP addressable and because it's internet based, it's always upgrading to the latest software and the latest version. So it's current for a long time. 2 years from now, you sell that condominium and you move into a house. Well, now you can bring the 2 pieces of Eero equipment that you had, add a third piece. All your networking is the same, so nothing changes there, and you're just expanding the size of your network. So it's an extremely flexible solution for any type of house out there. So on a traditional Wi-Fi network, the more devices you have, the slower everything actually moves. It's the opposite with a mesh network. Eero's using True Mesh technology, which is some of their proprietary technology that's just a step above regular mesh network technology. And there's a few advantages. With all mesh network technology, the more devices you put in the system, the more faster everything moves, the more efficient everything moves, the better everything operates. And the main thing I really like about a mesh network is, unlike traditional Wi-Fi, it's very intuitive and it actually routes traffic through the fastest, most efficient places in the house, skips your dead spots. It's like GPS, but instead of getting you home faster, it's getting your information to where it needs to go a lot faster. And it does all this automatically using artificial intelligence. So you don't even have to think about it. But the other thing that I really, really like about Eero's proprietary mesh network technology is it manages network conflicts automatically. So you don't have equipment butting heads and running into IP address issues. And it offers real-time network correction, which basically means it's always looking for the most efficient path forward. And that means for you, you're always going to have the best possible Wi-Fi experience when you're using this technology. So as far as Eero goes, we've been using it in our home for over 2 years. It's worked seamlessly. It was really, really easy to set up. It hasn't had any issues, and I've been in the field installing it in my clients' homes. I have run into issues. They have some of the best in breed customer service out there as well. So if you do happen to be one of those rare folks who does have some challenges setting up, fear not, they have great customer service to cover you as well. I love it because my kids don't stay up all night and go to questionable sites. I have amazing security for my home and everything works the way it should. And the best part is, as I continue to build up the system, it's going to continue to get better over time.